So I was making my rounds around my local Walmart when I came across a terrarium kit. I had seen it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I did not buy it then, and regretted it for a while. No more. Haha. The kit includes one bag of moss, one similarly sized second bag of moss, rocks, and rocks, a bunch of dirt, and a piece of wood. I am not sure why there is a piece of wood. Maybe to feed the moss. Maybe moss eats wood, and this is like a starting snack. I started by disassembling the bubblegum machine. It was not particularly hard, though most things aren't when you have power tools. I pretty much just started unscrewing and removing things willy-nilly. It worked out fine. Now, I am no terrarium expert, but I was pretty sure they needed some water, so it being waterproof seemed important. I found out that the lid that the terrarium kit came in fits perfectly in the dispensing mechanism of the machine. I then sealed everything as best as I could with duct tape. Then a layer of aluminum foil, since I figured metal too small for water. But of course, I was worried that the water would leak through the edges. So I put some plumber's putty that I had laying around from the time me and my roommate made a hole in the wall. We were like kissing hard and deep, and one thing led to another. But anyway, back to the terrarium. I sealed the edges the best I could, then I added some dirt, following the instructions from the box, which was this picture. That's all I had. It didn't even have like instructions on how to assemble it or like how much to put. So I blended it with the big stick I got from the beginning. I added the things as best as I could. Now, it was dry as hell. Like it had maybe 1 or 2 spitfuls full of moisture. So I went and got my spray bottle. I did lose the nozzle a while back, so it was pretty much just a bottle. And added a healthy amount of water. How much water did I add? Was it too much for a terrarium? Yeah, probably. So immediately the bottom started dripping. I secured the bottle so that the water would get back into it, like how they do it in space stations. I added the rocks and then the wood to the top. I mopped up the floor a little bit, and then started adding a bunch of putty to the bottom of the machine. I know you're asking. So won't that mean that there's going to be a bunch of water stuck between the aluminum and the bottom, and it's gonna rust the mechanism of the machine? Yeah, probably. And drum roll. Yeah, well, at least it was a fun project to do. You know, it's nice to look at whenever I leave. So, yeah.